This is where it was starting to get rough. I kicked up handstand and I basically had no sensation or supply to my muscles in my shoulder. My arm just collapsed. Here we go again. Hey up YouTube, how you doing? You alright? Okay, story time. So I'm not coming to you with good news. I'm sure guys that followed me closely have known that I've been quiet. I've been very, very quiet these last couple of weeks. And also, I said I were competing in the World's Trials and I wasn't there. So guys, if you're new here, my name is Nile, I do roly-polies for a living. My goal is to distract you from your day, put a smile on your face and inspire you with what I do as an elite athlete and an entertainer. Backflipping at that subscribe button if you're new, much appreciated. I want to cut straight to the point. I've suffered some real body complications. I'm injured again. God, I like to think everything happens for a reason, WILSONATORs, and sometimes that is a really tough mantra to follow in life. So I'm going to take you back first. If you are unaware of this, in February this year I underwent spinal surgery. I had surgery to my neck. The scar is looking so good now you can barely even see it. Very, very traumatic in my career. Well, it's no good for anyone, let alone an athlete. Gone through this 6 month rehabilitation program up until now. We talked about the whole journey on the tube. We started podcasting not long ago, 2 months ago now, and those that follow close will know I have suffered serious mental health issues throughout this process. Long story short, we got back to a place where I was literally gonna compete 3 days later, and I think that's part of the mental health journey that I've been on, is this perception of my identity being a elite sportsman competing at Olympic level, the Olympic gymnast. Although the perception, it actually brings me so much happiness and joy feelings performing on that stage. It's what I live for, it's what I say I live for. Look, being that person there, that guy, that person, I wanted to be him again. I'm trying to laugh my way through this video, but I think it's just so I don't cry. We got back and I was telling the story of me getting back. I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible, but basically the Tuesday in the prep to the British teams, which was in Cardiff at the end of August, I did a full training session, all 6 apparatus, all routines. I was planning on going to those 2 trials for the Worlds, which were the British teams in London Open, and performing all round performances back on all 6 events. The Wednesday, there was nothing different other than just muscle soreness from the Tuesday. I woke up with a little bit of a stiff right shoulder, but that was it. I went to training as normal. I trained for about an hour and a half, just touched the kit. It was a light day for me. I basically, from there, progressed. I started getting chronic pain in my right shoulder, like neural. It was definitely nerve pain. It was very similar to the neck sensation that I had down my right arm. It was referring into my arm, my fingers. I knew that something wasn't right, and I went to my dad's, got some painkillers. I kind of didn't want to upset the team at that point, you know, didn't speak to anyone. Woke up the next day, the pain was a little bit better. Went to the gym. This is where it was starting to get rough. I kicked up handstand and I basically had no sensation or supply to my muscles in my shoulder. My arm just collapsed. If I take my arms above my head, that is how far I can get my right arm. My shoulder just doesn't work, and I'm a million miles away from being able to hold a handstand. So that is something that's happened. I went from back the Nile Wilson that's going to change the game and be competing and performing again, to not being able to do a handstand in the space of 24 hours. It's been 2 weeks now since that has happened. I've had a scan on my neck. Fortunately, there is nothing wrong with my neck, which was such a relief for me. I put myself back on the freaking operating table at one point. But yeah, the scans have come back all clear, and I've got damage to my long thoracic nerve, which is affecting all the symptoms to this right shoulder. It is kind of linked to my neck. It does stem from C5 to 7 in my neck, so I'm sure at some point all of this is very linked. I've got some tragic symptoms right now. Obviously I'm not going to be doing the World Championships. I couldn't do the trials, and it is a question mark up in the air of how long this is going to take to heal. Nerves are tricky little to take so long to heal, and I've experienced that with sort of my neck symptoms. WILSONATORs, I don't know how long this is going to take to heal. I just don't know. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be rest, time, everything I can to make this shoulder robust, be more stable, and just, I guess, be consistent in my training over the next 12 months. The dream is still on, Tokyo is still on. I've been in a bit of a hole these last couple of weeks. I've been unsure when I want to share this, when I want to make this video. I am struggling still right now. We've just done a full podcast, myself and Dad, which will be live now. Me and Paps have just finished recording a podcast, what's happened in full detail, and dive into a lot of the mental health challenges that we've been experiencing and how we are coping with what's going on. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast. It's the top link in the description. We go pretty deep, Dad. I'm pretty, yeah, no.
Yeah, I wondered whether I was going to say anything on this video. Or just study like
We go pretty deep, but he started crying.
I didn't start crying. Well, I had a couple of tears.
He
I
started crying.
I got a bit emotional. I got a bit emotional about everything that's happening. So
going back to that, getting hurt again 3 days before, competing again, and almost essentially being back at square one, not being able to do a handstand. It's been traumatic for me, and I've kind of realised and learned over these last couple of weeks that I'm so close to falling back in. The scales aren't stable enough in my life yet. I'm up here and I'm now down here. And I'm so sorry to bring you the rubbish news. Believe me, those that the message you're saying I wished I wanted to see you perform. Oh God, this is hard to do. Oh. We'll see if that works. Hey, look who's in Leeds! Whoa.
Wait, will that get me?
I don't know. The Japan roommate's back, you guys remember if you watched the Japan vlogs. He's over in Leeds today to get his car done. I'm not down with cool kids. What are you getting done? Just getting your exhaust to go like...
We're upgrading the exhaust, so it's going to be a bit louder. I'm getting a Stage 2 Pro map on it, a lot more torque, so it puts you in your seat a bit more.
Because it's all legal, yeah?
Yeah.
We've got some big news. Gianni's made the world's team, let's go! So proud of you, mate, honestly. Back when we used to do comps together as a junior. Mr. G, he's going to be there, he's going to be doing some bits. And bro, I got you a present.
Hey yo.
Oh,
where can you get the merch?
It's gonna look sexy on you. 14th of September, it's dropping. The tattoo drop. I'm wearing one of the hoodies now. Gianni's gonna be the first to rep it. He joined myself and him, joined the movement. 14th of September, guys, nwclothing.co.uk. Right, I'm starving, let's go get some breakfast. My Uncle John had sadly passed us. This could be on the vlog, so we're talking about funerals here. We stood there and sobbing, and this woman's reading out. They got a ghostwriter to write a eulogy that my mum and gran spoke to someone, and so no one had to read it out. So me and Joanna are hysterically crying. It's bad, but it's kind of good in that situation. So I'm crying like this, and I've got a cold. This big dollop of snot came out my nose and just dribbled all down my tie.
I did not think he was going to say that.
So do you know when you're at school and you start giggling or in a meeting? And you can't stop laughing. So we went from hysterical crying, and Joanna saw it happen. So I like, it's not going on under my tie. I didn't think anyone saw it, I'm like crying. And I grabbed the tissue and I went to wipe it. As I'm wiping it, Joanna just went, like started laughing. So it was kind of nice, we were laughing. It felt a bit uncomfortable at the time, but you're better off laughing, otherwise crying. Damaged well, this is what we suspect's wrong. Long thoracic nerve, which actually stems from C7, C8, so it's probably all linked to my neck. If I go into front support here, my right shoulder, that's me in normal position. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but I've got huge winging on my right shoulder. The nerve damage has affected the supply to my shoulder, so if I lift my arm straight up there, you see that's as far as I'm getting. Not in much pain, it just literally doesn't work, and it's also affected the stability of my shoulder. It's worse when I turn my hands forward, it's even worse. That winging of that shoulder blade sticking out, and apparently it's linked to my serratus muscles. So that's kind of where we are, and then unfortunately the only protocol for this, well fortunately, so I'm not going under the knife, which is amazing, I don't need surgery, but I just gotta wait. It's a waiting game. Dude, what are you laughing at? You're better off laughing. Nerves take long to heal. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I think the bottom line is, look, life's gonna punch you in the face so many times, and I'm trying to stick by, you know, look, these things happen for a reason. They're put there to teach us some lessons, to test us in life. I'm learning so much about myself. We've been presented these traumas, these setbacks. Not all the time do I cope in the right way, and I've got to a place where I couldn't cope. I can't cope. I am sat here now, I cannot. I've kind of put my hands up and said, I need help. I need professional help, and I'm getting psychology therapy. I've got an amazing group of people around me. The coping mechanisms, it's just to get away from me and my head and that negative blanket kind of trapping you in the bed. And I'm doing so many things on this journey that hopefully can inspire you guys. I want to be the game changer of gymnastics. It is my brand, and that doesn't just entail Olympic medals and gold medals. You know, it's about creating content, being one of the biggest entertainers, being one of the biggest businessmen, entrepreneurs in this space, and picking the sport up, giving it a shake and impacting it with my name attached to that, and that's part of the NW brand. So in order to do that, I need to be the best version of myself. I'm now on this journey and trying to figure out my purpose as not just an athlete. It's so hard as an athlete. The amount of athletes I've spoken to that are retired that cannot cope, and they go through these same mental health challenges because their identity is being an athlete, and then you reach the end of the career and it's like, well, what now? And those feelings of being lonely and feelings of being lost, so real, and it is suffocating. With this test being put here, I feel like I'm on this journey of finding out who Nile Wilson is, what his purpose is as just Nile. Just me sat here in this body, like my spirit, my soul, whatever you want to call it. I am starting to believe that part of that, to be able to tell this story and inspire thousands and millions, that feeling is one of the best in the world, and I want to be able to be bulletproof and happy without gymnastics. But yeah, Wilsonators, I'm going to wrap the video up here. I hope you found enjoyment and inspiration from me telling this story. I felt like I needed to do this so that I could then move forward with the content, you know, just tell this story. I love all of you that have supported me through thick and thin. It means, honestly, the world. Like I mentioned a couple of times in this vlog, we've got the merch shop coming the 14th of September, nwclothing.co.uk, linked in the description. We're launching Nile Wilson Gymnastics Club, that's coming up in a couple of weeks, and we're going to be telling that whole story. Many exciting things coming up in the near future. Wilsonators, lots of love. Remember, it could always be worse, but it will always get better. Everything happens for a reason. Love you lots, Trent Smart. Keep it real. I'll see you later, yeah!